Roseburg Dr. Stewarts baseball here on The Score. It's the start of a three-day tournament here in Clackamas where the Doc Stewarts look to try and notch that first win of the season. It's been a scrappy start to the year as the Doc Stewarts have been unable to hang on to leads late in a matchup, but they will get ready to take on the host team, the Clackamas Cavaliers, in their first game of the tournament, and we are a bit delayed here today as it is a soggy one here in the state of Oregon. Welcome aboard, everybody. It's Joey Kieran here with you to bring you another broadcast of Roseburg Dr. Stewarts baseball here on The Score. And we are about 30 minutes behind schedule. We'll probably end up being a little bit later than that as we are just kind of starting to get warm-ups going. Rains are starting to come down again. We're probably going to be playing through at least some of it here today as we get this one underway. The game before us, Grants Pass and the Rose City Baseball Club, they saw their game delayed by at least 30 minutes, probably closer to 45 minutes for that one, if not more. And they had some pretty significant rain. If you want to check it out, you can go to our Instagram or Facebook page. I posted there in the middle of that rain delay. It was something. We had water flowing like a river through the grandstands here at Clackamas High School. Things dried out for a few moments for them to get that one complete, and now we get ready for the second game of three that are scheduled to be played here today at Clackamas High School. The lights are starting to flick on as it's been a gray and dark day here in the Pacific Northwest. Doc Stewarts are coming in at 0-6 on the season. They are coming off of a tough doubleheader down at Medford where they had leads late in the contest and just could not hang on to them. We'll see if they're able to find a way to persevere through 7 innings of a ball game here today as they take on the Cavaliers, who come in at 5-6-1 on the season. It'll be a fun one for us here today. Good competition as we get things started here in this tournament at Clackamas High School. We've got plenty coming up here during our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. We are going to talk with head coach Tim Cair and kind of get ready for this one. Talk a little bit about just kind of how things have started for the team and how the players and the coaches are dealing with the adversity they're facing here early on in the season. And we'll get you your starting lineups and have first pitch coming up here in just a little while. I want to remind you that our game is streaming live with video online at 541radio.com, or you can watch the game on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score on YouTube and find us there and watch the game with us here today. I will warn you, we are working off of the Wi-Fi hotspots. They look like early on in the stream here we were maybe having a few issues. Hopefully things will stabilize for us here throughout the day. But if you do run into any issues watching the game, you should be able to find the game on the radio, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM, or you can listen to the game on the 541 Radio app and at 541radio.com. So a lot of ways to tune in and join us for this weekend's events here in Clackamas. Our live video coverage is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. We'll go ahead and take our first break here in the pregame show. When we come back, we talk with head coach Tim Cair as we get ready for Docs and Clackamas squaring off in Game 2 and the first day of action here at the Clackamas Tournament at Clackamas High School on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
When the first Cascade branch opened in 1948, things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
Back here with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Well, it's day one of the Clackamas tournament here at Clackamas High School as the Doc Stewarts get ready to take on the host team, the Clackamas Cavaliers. Joining us is Coach Tim Cair for the Doc Stewarts. Coach, I guess, mindset going into this week. What's kind of the goals that you guys hope to accomplish here? I know it's the team's been scrapping a little bit here as of late.
The goal is to win. Put ourselves in a couple of positions as of late, and we're just not finishing. So another great opportunity for these guys to get back out there, and that's what we got to do. You got to keep going. I mean, what else are you going to do, right? So, they want to win, coaches want to win, and we just got to play clean baseball to give ourselves a chance for that to happen, and we haven't done that yet. So,
frustrating was the word that came to mind when I kind of was looking back at those games down in Medford. Do you sense that kind of that emotion might be building within the team, and that guys are maybe hopefully not letting that get to them, but that they're frustrated and wanting to find a way to get through this?
Losing's not fun, and emotion-wise, team-wise, they're fine. I mean, we had 25 hits the other day, so we just got to clean up the other thing. Can't give up those big innings, like we talked about the other day, and good things will go our way. But easier said than done as of late, right? So, again, getting back out there, finding ways to make it happen, and that's all we can do right now. I mean, you get a chance to play baseball, and here's another day for it. So.
Yeah. I think I've heard a message that you said maybe after I think it was after the Fairfield game about, playing for your teammate, picking each other up, being there for the other guys on the team. Is that a message you continue? I mean, that's picking a guy up after maybe he makes a mistake, or not being the guy that makes a mistake in an inning.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had some key errors, but in between those innings, that's not the reason that we're dropping games. We're dropping games because we're not taking care of some pitching stuff, and other than Medford finding their way to get that key hit and. Playing clean baseball, we can't give extra outs. It doesn't matter who you're playing, and it's only going to magnify against solid clubs like it did against Medford. So we're excited to get back out there today, and things go our way.
Yeah. Well, we'll hopefully see that here. Tournament play, you guys are on the road, staying in a hotel. It's always kind of a fun atmosphere for the team, but you guys have a goal that you guys want to accomplish while you're here. But the opportunity to get out on the road and spend a lot of time with each other, that's usually a nice turning point in the season.
Yeah, we're excited to be here. Our number one goal, other than coming up here and having fun, is to win baseball games. So it's going to start there, and hopefully we take care of that, and it definitely makes your evening, like you said, a little bit more enjoyable. So we're excited to get going and excited to get on the field and get after it.
The competition we've got here today, I know it kind of ended up being set up with 3 days against 3 teams, but not teams that we probably see all the time, and teams from all kind of different areas. What do you feel about the teams you guys are going to be facing this weekend?
Starting out with Clackamas, we've known Clackamas a long time when it comes to spring ball, so we're going to see a lot of their guys that they had during the springtime, and they had a great group and they were solid. We're going to have to go pitch by pitch and stay focused inning by inning to give ourselves a chance to hopefully be up by a run at the end of the game.
All right, we look forward to it out there. Playing through some weather, actually, today. It's probably going to be the theme of the weekend for us here, but, is there anything you can do, mentality or anything, prepare to be playing through a game that's probably going to be wet all the way through?
Control, we can control, right? So we can't control the weather. We can't control some of those other things, and stay locked in. Again, delays and things like that, easier said than done, right? But we got one goal in mind, and that's to try to find a way to be ahead at the end of the game, and that's hopefully we can control that as well, right? So staying locked in the best we can, pitch by pitch, inning by inning, that's our goal today.
All right, Coach, appreciate it. Good luck out there this weekend.
Thanks, Joey.
That was head coach Tim Cair joining us here on the Roseburg Disposal pregame show as we get ready for this one. Teams are out there doing a little bit of warm-ups, going through some ground balls on the infield turf, and then guys out in the outfield taking some fly balls on what is the outfield natural grass out there. The infield definitely has handled the amount of water that we have seen. I know during the heavy portion of the rainfall, home plate definitely had a lot of puddling around the plate and in the batter's boxes, but that has since dried up and has cleared away. Out in the outfield, we've been dry for so long, I'd imagine that the grass could definitely use a little bit of watering, and so therefore could hopefully take a little bit of precipitation here, although I think we've gotten a little bit more than maybe just a little bit of precipitation. But it's been a wet one here today, and we are playing through the elements here as we get this one underway. They are determined to get these games in here at Clackamas High School. It is still drizzling a little bit right now. It is letting up somewhat, but it has been wet for the last little bit. We saw about a 45 minute delay in the first game of the day. Actually, they saw a couple of delays. They had a small one in the first inning and then had a lengthy one in the top of the fifth inning as Grants Pass and the Rose City Baseball Club were squaring off in the first game of the tournament. We finally got that one back up and going, and we are just about to get going here in our contest. Doc Stewart's taking on the host team, Clackamas, in Game 2. You still have another one coming up to wrap up the day, and then coming up tomorrow they'll have another full slate of games as well, and then things wrap up on Sunday. They had, it sounds like a team or so drop out of the tournament, so all the matchups are predetermined. No like win and play against this team or lose and play against that team. They've all been determined. Coming up tonight, it's Medford and Beaverton that are squaring off in the final game of day one here in the tourney. So looking forward to it, and we'll be playing through some elements. It's going to happen today and most likely happen again tomorrow, so just bear with us. We may have a delay. If that is the case, we might step away for a little bit and go back to our network feed of the Infinity Sports Network just to help fill some of the time until we get back up and going. But it's going to be a weekend where we're kind of playing things by ear, but the Doc Stewarts are hoping to get that first win of the year, and we'll see if we've got that in store for you here coming up. I don't expect that we'll have starting lineups and things announced down on the field and a national anthem, so let's go ahead and get in our final 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll take a look at who's starting for both clubs as we get ready for this one. Doc Stewart's baseball taking on the Clackamas Cavaliers on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management.
Teams are headed back to the dugouts to get ready for this one. We should have the exchanging of lineup cards coming up here momentarily as we get ready for first pitch. Joey Kieran here with you. That has been our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Taking a look at your starting lineup for the visiting team in the matchup, the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Leading off will be Logan Anderson, starting at shortstop today for the Docs, followed by Jake Johnson at first base, batting second in the lineup. Hitting third and starting behind the plate, Cal Robbins, the catcher for the Doc Stewarts. Daniel Withers will bat cleanup starting at third base. Dane St. Clair in center field, batting fifth. Taj Flora, the right fielder, will bat in the sixth spot. Starting in left field, batting seventh, Drew Camp. At second base, hitting eighth is Tegan Sprague. And rounding out the starting nine will be the DH, Fletcher Coleman. The starting pitcher for the Doc Stewarts and getting DH for Ty Hellenthal in this matchup. Taking a look at the defense for the Clackamas Cavaliers, the home team in the matchup. They will have Nolan Folio behind the plate, Ben Folio out at first base, Caleb Teedy at second. On the left side of the diamond, Justin Larson and Luke at third, and Luke Brady at short. In the outfield from left to right, Kyle Christensen, CJ Limbo, and Jacob Struby. And they will look to try and support their starting pitcher. That is Hudson Normand that will be on the mound today for the Cavaliers. That is a look at things as the coaches do meet at home plate for today's starting lineup. We appreciate everybody tuning in and joining us for the broadcast. Again, if you're going to watch the game with us on our YouTube channel, just remind you that we are battling, or we're using Wi-Fi hotspots, so those can sometimes be inconsistent. If you do have some issues with that and you can't follow the action there, you can always listen to it on the radio, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM, or you can stream it. You can listen to the game at 541radio.com or listen to it on the 541 Radio app. So a lot of ways to be able to join us here. And if you are watching with us on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score on YouTube, we encourage you to hit the subscribe button and make sure that you don't miss our next broadcast of Roseburg Doc Stewarts baseball here this summer. We are here at Clackamas. As mentioned before, it's been a wet and rainy one here today, but the facility does have turf on the infield, and then it is natural grass out in the outfield as they go through some of the ground rules for this one. The head coach, Tim Cair, an assistant with the Roseburg Indians. We've played here before. It's been a couple of seasons, though, back in 2022. Let me double-check my notes here. The 2022 high school state playoffs, second-round action. Roseburg was here taking on the Cavaliers. Unfortunately, that did not work out in Roseburg High School's favor in that one. That featured some of the former Docs, but no current Docs were on that Roseburg High School team that played here in the second round of the state playoffs in 2022. The Clackamas Cavaliers did make a trip down to Roseburg this year during the high school season. They played the Roseburg Indians. We had that game for you here on the radio, and that one also went to the Clackamas Cavaliers in that matchup. So the Cavs have gotten a couple of wins against the Roseburg Indians, but this year's Docs team featuring a number of Roseburg guys, but also guys from other programs around the area. So we'll see how things play out here in this matchup. We're just about ready to go, as it does seem like things brightening up out there a little bit, and we are just about to get this one underway. We're only about getting close to about an hour behind our schedule for the contest, but here come the Cavaliers to take the field. So we'll get ready to go in this one as the Doc Stewarts and the Clackamas Cavaliers will get ready to square off. On the mound, Hudson Normand, a right-hander. I was told by the coach he's a graduated guy, so an older guy for a group that is mostly made up of guys that will be back with Clackamas High School baseball next year for the most part for this Clackamas team. They are a Legion baseball team. They also play in the Premier League, so they kind of get a lot of different action going on, but they are playing Legion baseball as well, so they could be a team that we see later on in the postseason as things progress here. Don't have Hudson Normand was not on the game changer, so I didn't get any chance to try and see if I could find some details about him. But he's a right-hander, and we'll look to try and see if he can pitch Clackamas to a strong start in this matchup against Roseburg. Clackamas High School during the spring season, reaching the second round of the 6A state playoffs. They ended up losing to the eventual state champion Sunset here at Clackamas High School, 3-1 the final score in that one. They placed second in the Mount Hood Conference, and they were very good on the mound during the spring season, allowed just 2.4 runs against per game. And they allowed the fewest runs of any team in the 6A classification at 67 runs total given up throughout the spring season. So expecting to see some pretty good pitching out there today for the Cavaliers and here through the weekend. Logan Anderson's going to try to lead things off for the Doc Stewarts with a positive note as he will dig into the box. No Paxton Burke in the starting lineup today. I did not take note on whether he was with the team or not, so he's been a staple at the number one spot in the lineup card for head coach Tim Cair and the Doc Stewarts, but it'll be Logan Anderson leading things off for the Docs here in this one. The rains are still continuing to come down. It's a steady drizzle going on right now as we get ready to go. So hopefully they got the pine tar out, the batting gloves. Make sure, hang on to those baseball bats as we get ready to go. First pitch. The pitcher's got to be able to hang on to the baseball as well. It sails a bit high over the head of Logan Anderson, and it's a 1-0 count to start things off for Hudson Normand on the mound. So we are underway here. First game for the Doc Stewarts in this Clackamas tournament. They'll be playing 3 total. Pitch high and away. 2-0 count to start for Logan Anderson, who comes in batting .400 in the early going of this season for the Docs. He'll take outside. The count goes to 3-0. Clackamas is also looking to get back in the win column. They've lost their last 2 games. Anderson will take a 3-0 pitch at the top of the zone for a called strike. He was ready to toss the bat away, but will stand back in. Outside, there is ball 4, and we will have a man on base with nobody out to start things off for the Doc Stewarts. So we've got one on, nobody out. As we are here in the first inning, Jake Johnson stands in. First walk of the ball game. Pickoff throw to first base, not going to be in time as a head first slide back into the bag for Anderson. Jake Johnson batting second, takes a strike on the outer half. Starts off an 0-1 count. Jake is batting .278 so far this summer. Looking to follow up a strong spring season when he was named the Southwest Conference Player of the Year for Roseburg. Gets around on one, sends that in the air down the right side, and it will get out of play. Strike 2 against the Docs' number 2 hitter. The Docs have definitely been on some hard times here to start out the season. Their last 5 games, they've had a lead in the 5th inning or later in their last 3 games, but those all ended up with losses. It's just been kind of brutal. They have not been able to close out a game. There's a pickoff throw to first, not in time. Jake at the play with the 0-2 count. Sends this one right side. It's going to carry towards the line. Long run, bobbled a bit, but pulled in by Jacob Struby in right field. Comes down with it. Back to first base goes Logan Anderson, 1 away. So Hudson Normand on the mound after issuing a 5-pitch walk to Logan Anderson has fought his way back in and will get that first out. 1 away for Cal Robbins. Will take a strike to lead off his at-bat. 0-1 count for Cal, who had a home run down in Medford earlier this week. Looking to get his season off and rolling here. He gets around on a ball, grounded towards short, has a chance for 2. Brady to Titi, skip it into first base. Folio there at first, able to hang on to it for an inning double play. Top of the first inning, Doc's unable to do anything after a leadoff walk to Logan Anderson. 6-4-3 put out for Cal Robbins to finish things here in the first. No runs on no hits. There were no errors. 1 man left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the first after this 1-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Taking a look at the starting lineup for the Clackamas Cavaliers, led by Coach J.J. Winkle. Clackamas will have Nolan Folio, the catcher, leading things off, followed by Caleb Teedy, the second baseman. Justin Larson at third base will bat third, followed by the first baseman, Ben Folio, hitting cleanup. Jacob Struby in right field, batting fifth. The shortstop, Luke Brady, will bat sixth. Logan Gallagher, the DH, batting seventh. C.J. Limbo, the center fielder, hitting eighth. And rounding out the starting nine will be left fielder Kyle Christensen. That is a look at the starting lineup, the DH being utilized for the starting pitcher. That is Hudson Norman. They will face off against Ty Hellenthal, who makes his debut this summer for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Hellenthal named the 2A, 1A State Player of the Year for a second consecutive season after leading Umpqua Valley Christian to their second consecutive state title. His first pitch is in on the hands, fouled away for strike one. Up at the plate, Nolan Folio leading off for Clackamas. We'll take a look at the defense for the Doc Stewarts here in this first inning. After the foul ball umpire moment here, and now we get back to action. An 0-1 count to Nolan Folio. Hellenthal gets him to pop it up, left side, foul territory. Daniel Withers at the fence. Runs out of room, that ball out of play. And the count goes 0-2 for Folio. Nolan and Ben Folio, the two brothers, I'm assuming? Okay. Some help from the Clackamas locals here. The 0-2 pitch, ground ball towards short, picked up by Anderson. A throw over to Jake Johnson at first. There's one away as we get things underway in the bottom of the first inning. Just going to take a look here. Nolan Folio, a second-team All-State catcher for Clackamas this season. Grounds out to lead things off. One away, and up to bat will be Caleb Teedy. Takes an off-speed pitch outside, goes off the end of the glove for Cal Robbins. A 1-0 count to start things off here. During the spring season, 2A, 1A State Player of the Year for Ty Hellenthal as he had a heck of a postseason run. He works a breaking ball in the outside corner to Caleb Teedy. He pitched in 3 consecutive games for UVC in the postseason. All of them complete game victories for him as he led his team to the state title. Breaking ball drops in for a strike for Hellenthal, and he's ahead, a ball and 2 strikes against the 2-hitter Teedy. Caleb Teedy, second-team All-League infielder, class of 2027 for Clackamas. Stands back in with a 1-2 count. Nobody on, one away in the bottom of the first, a scoreless ball game. Breaking ball just off the outside edge, and the count goes 2-2. That one was close. Seems as if the rains maybe have, there's still drizzle coming down out there. The 2-2 swung on Cal looks to try and apply a tag, drops the baseball. He'll shovel it out towards first. A little shot put action there for Cal Robbins, and that'll go down as a strikeout for Ty Hellenthal. Let's take a look at your starting defense. Behind the plate, it is Cal Robbins. Out at first base, Jake Johnson. Tegan Sprague at second. On the left side of the diamond, Daniel Withers at third. Logan Anderson at short. In the outfield from left to right, Drew Camp, Dane St. Clair, and Taj Flora. Your starting defense for the Doc Stewarts. 2 down, Justin Larson bats. Check swing, takes a strike from Hellenthal. Justin Larson starting at third base. Takes another breaking ball for a strike from Hellenthal. Larson, a second-team All-League infielder for Clackamas. Be a senior coming up next year for the Cavaliers. The 0-2 pitch to him. Outside, Cal tries to frame it on the corner, doesn't get the call. Misty haze off in the distance as low, moisture-filled clouds hovering over us here in Clackamas. Breaking ball fought off. A 1-2 count remains here for Larson. It was just an off and on kind of day. It seems like we're unfortunately hitting a lengthy stretch where moisture is going to be pretty much persistent. Driving up, it was a mixture of sunshine and rainstorms. Breaking ball carries just out off the outside edge to the right-handed hitter, Justin Larson, who stands back in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Facing off against Ty Hellenthal, who needs one more out to get through the first inning for the Docs. The 2-2 pitch from Hellenthal. That ball pulled left side, well struck out towards left field, where Drew Camp will make the adjustment in front of the warning track, makes the grab, and that'll finish things off in the first inning. So neither team able to do anything. We're scoreless after 1. We head to the top of the second here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 14.
Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Doc Stewarts. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Financial security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Withers, St. Clair, and Flora due up for the Doc Stewarts as we begin the second inning in a scoreless ball game. Daniel Withers swinging away at the first pitch he sees from Hudson Norman. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Daniel Withers did have a home run in that doubleheader against Medford as well earlier this week out at Jim McAbee Field down at North Medford High School. We'll look to see if he can get going here. A 1-1 count as Norman misses outside. Strike called. Top of the zone, outer corner. To the right-handed hitting Withers. Daniel Withers batting .400 so far this summer. Takes a pitch low to even up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes here in the top of the second to the leadoff man. Batting cleanup for the Doc Stewarts here today. 2-2 pitch out of Norman. Swing and a miss. A strikeout. Down goes Withers. First strikeout of the game for Norman. Well, today's ball game brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Dane St. Clair, the lefty, will stand in for the Doc Stewarts. He takes low on the first pitch he sees here today. Dane, batting .188 so far this summer, trying to get it going. Had a great summer last year with the Docs, trying to get that back up and rolling for him. He swings through a breaking ball coming into the left-handed batter. He's got a 1-1 count. Norman delivers a chopper to second base. It is a high bounding ball to Teedy, who fields and throws to first. There's 2 away. Moving quickly here for the Cavaliers defensively in the top of the second. 2 down as Taj Flora will stand in. Taj batting 6th for the Docs. Takes it outside for a 1-0 count. Taking a look at Taj, batting .375 so far. He's played in 3 games for the Docs. Fouls off the 1-0 delivery from Norman. Stats don't include the game that the Docs played against Medford. They were expecting to kind of have a wild scorecard in that one, knowing they were going to make some free changes substitutions-wise, and so they didn't do the game changer, didn't keep the stats in that one, so it does not include it, although we are including it in their season record at 0-6. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Taj Flora finds himself in a hole, looking to dig out with 2 away and nobody on base. Fouls off a pitch. That one off the face mask for the catcher. Stays alive with 2 strikes. Taj out of Sutherland High School, dig in, heading to Umpqua Community College for his next season of baseball. The 1-2. Grounder, slow one up the middle, ranging to his left, fielding by the bag and throwing to first. Luke Brady, the shortstop, makes the play for another 1-2-3 inning defensively. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. A clean frame there for the Cavaliers as we go to the bottom of the second. Scoreless between the Docs and the Cavs on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Ty Hellenthal looking to try and keep this game scoreless as we go to the bottom of the second. It'll be Ben Folio leading off, left-handed batter for the Cavaliers. First lefty in the lineup for Clackamas, taking low and outside. Ball 1 to start things off here. Today's game brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Travel Leader, Flyaway Travel. Make sure you have an agent in your corner. Give them a call at 541-672-5701. Hellenthal's 1-0 pitch, high and away to the lefty. 2-0 count. Grants Pass winning 7-2 in the first game of the tournament earlier today, beating Rose City. Docs will face Rose City on Sunday for their final game here in Clackamas. 2-0 pitch, low, and Hellenthal falls well behind Ben Folio here. 3 balls, no strikes. Ben Folio, honorable mention All-State this year as a pitcher. The 3-0 pitch, in for a strike. Folio hit .323 during the spring season. Looking to try and get the leadoff man on base here in the second. The 3-1, pops it straight up in the air. It's going to be towards third base. Dan Withers is there to make the catch. And there's one away. Withers underneath it. That ball went straight up, and with the way these things are, kind of when the sun does start to make its way through the clouds, it really makes those clouds bright. And then the baseball, I'm sure, can kind of blend into these gray, overcast skies. But a nice job by Withers to track that one and get underneath it. One away, first pitch swinging away. Check swing there for Strube off the barrel and into the backstop for strike one. Jacob Strube, the right fielder. Second team All-League outfielder during his junior season with the Cavs. I'll wait on the 0-1 delivery from Hellenthal. Tie into his windup. Gets him to chase a pitch out of the zone up near the eyeballs. 0-2 count. Down in Eugene, I would assume they're trying to play. That's a natural surface field down there at Sweet Johnson Stadium. They might not be able to get Pepsi and the Ole Athletics in today. A doubleheader scheduled for those two teams. Our single-A club. Try and check in on that one here throughout the evening. They were going to get started at 5 o'clock, so they've got a little ways to go on that. But that game might get postponed. Pitch is popped up, out of play, foul, back behind home. Strube stays alive with the 1-2 count. Sun is kind of poking through, brightening things up out there for us. There for a while, it was pretty dim and dark here in Clackamas. Temperatures have been kind of in the 60s here today. Let's take a look at where we're at right now. 60 degrees right now. They are expecting, at least according to my phone, rain is maybe going to taper off here in the next 30 minutes or so. Hopefully that'll be the case. It has been continuing to drizzle since we got this one underway. The 1-2 pitch, low and outside. Count goes to 2-2. Sun really is breaking through now. Really bright out there. Keep having to reset the exposure on our cameras to make sure it's not blaring out, but it was so dark earlier I had to bump it way up. 2-2 pitch. That ball is popped up right side, giving chase. Jake Johnson runs out of room as that one ends up on top of the first base dugout. And Strube stays alive. He's battling there with the 2-2 count. Docs, the visiting team in the matchup, in the third base dugout. On the first base side is Clackamas in their home dugout here on their home field. 2-2 pitch. Again, another one up near the eyeballs for Hellenthal. Gets Strube to chase after it. He got a piece of it to stay alive. And the at-bat continues here in the bottom of the second. A scoreless ball game, one away with nobody on. Ty Hellenthal, glove in front of the face, winds and fires. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball, chasing down near the shoe tops. And down on strikes goes Strube as he walks back to the dugout. 2 down, and it brings up Luke Brady. Luke Brady, the shortstop. Bats with nobody on, 2 away. Hellenthal looking to try and match another 1-2-3 inning like he did in the first. Sliding to get to the ball behind second. Throw to first by Anderson. Not in time. And Luke Brady will beat out an infield single. Logan Anderson a long way to range. Got to the ball back behind second. Sliding to his left. Popped up and made a quick throw to Johnson at first, but it was not in time. And so a 2-out single. First hit in the game for the Cavs. A man at first as Logan Gallagher will bat. First pitch to him is at the top of the zone for a called strike. Luke Brady beats out the infield single. He was a first-team All-League relief pitcher this year, but also a second-team All-League infielder for the Cavaliers. Utility guy there, able to do a few different things and do them well. He's at first with 2 down. The 0-1 pitch is a swing and a miss to Gallagher. The sun is poked out behind us, casting some shadows out on the field, but what it is doing is also drying off the infield turf. You can see steam rising from the field as we play here today. The 0-2 pitch, runner going. No, back to first base will go Brady as Cal was up looking to throw. Pitch misses, a 1-2 count for Gallagher. Clackamas trying to be aggressive on the bases. Ty Hellenthal with a 1-2 count, looking for the third out. Doesn't get it. The ball gets away from Cal, and that'll allow Luke Brady to move into scoring position as he moves up to second base on the pass ball. Count evens up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cal, a quick word with Hellenthal. Docs wearing the blue tops today. They've got the gray trousers, blue socks. They've got their blue caps with the orange bills and the orange R on the front that they are sporting this season. 2-2 pitch with a man at second and 2 away. High and inside for Hellenthal, and the count goes full. Wearing black tops, white, actually that's gray pants it looks like. Maybe it's a white pant. No, I think those are gray. 3-2 pitch, more importantly. Hellenthal with the delivery. Swing and a miss, gets the strikeout he needed to get out of things here in the bottom of the second. Final out on the strikeout, third strikeout of the game for Ty Hellenthal, and we are through 2 innings of play, still scoreless in the matchup. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the top of the third on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Hundreds of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Drew Camp leads things off for the Doc Stewarts here in the top of the third inning, a scoreless ball game between Roseburg and Clackamas. First pitch called strike 1 to Camp, lefty, batting for the first time today. Takes another one down the middle, top of the strike zone, and he's behind 0-2 to start things off against the right-hander Hudson Norman, who's on the mound into his third inning of work. The 0-2 pitch. That ball straight up on the infield. It'll be actually the catcher with a chance at it, and it pops out of his glove, and that'll be a fair ball. Safe on at first will be Drew Camp, and he'll have the first hit of the game for the Doc Stewarts. In and out of the glove for the catcher, Nolan Folio. And Drew Camp will get on safely. First hit of the game for the Doc Stewarts, always brought to you by MSK True Value. Make sure that your summer projects are ahead with a stop by the MSK family of stores in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. Doc's trying to bunt the runner over. Tegan Sprague will foul it to the backstop for strike 1. I said a hit initially, and I actually feel like I should correct myself. They put an error up on the board, and I'd probably say the same, so probably go that way. Got excited in the moment as Drew Camp will get back. So we'll say an error first of the game for Clackamas. That definitely makes more sense in and out of the glove on a ball that could have been caught for Nolan Folio. Scoring to bunt, a nice one put down first base side by Sprague. A flip to first, low, but scooped up by Folio. Ben Folio at first. And that'll get Tegan Sprague. It lays down the sack bunt. And up to second base will go Drew Camp. 1 out. Docs put a man in scoring position, trying to take the lead first in this ball game. It's scoreless here in the top of the third. 9-hitter Fletcher Coleman, the youngster out of Roseburg High School, will take outside ball 1. Just wrapped up his sophomore season at Roseburg High, but he's been in the starting lineup most of this summer for the Docs, and he has been hitting. Been impressive every time I seem to tune in or when I've been here calling the games. It just seems like he keeps finding a way to put the barrel on the ball and find an empty spot in the field as he fouls one back for strike 1. So that does not go down as the first hit for Drew Camp, but the first hit is always brought to you by MSK, True Value. We'll let you know when the Docs get that first one in the books. Hopefully it's right here for Fletcher Coleman, the 1-1. He hits one towards second base. It is fielded by Caleb Teedy. Throws to first. Folio stretching up to get to the ball. It does move the runner up 90 feet, but they're 2 away now for the Doc Stewarts as Fletcher Coleman grounds out to second. And it sends it back to the top of the order for Logan Anderson, who drew a walk in the first inning but was left stranded on base. The rains have somewhat subsided here. We've got some sunshine coming down, but dark clouds off in the distance. Those ones presumably have made their way past us. Kind of looks a little dark, though, off in the distance the other direction. So hopefully we'll be able to get this one in here, but we're going to be on the edge of our seat the entire way. Pitch in for a strike. Logan Anderson, a 1-1 count. At third base is Drew Camp, representing the go-ahead run for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. After reaching on an error here in the third. The 1-1 to Anderson, fought off to the on-deck circle. Jake Johnson there to receive it. 1 ball, 2 strikes against Anderson. Hudson Norman trying to get through things here in the third. And once again leave the Docs with the man stranded on base. The 1-2 pitch, strike 3. Catch in the inside corner with the breaking ball, and that will finish things off in the top of the third. Strikeout looking for Logan Anderson. Second strikeout in the ball game for Hudson Norman, and we are through 2.5. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base for the Doc Stewarts. Head to the bottom of the third. Scoreless between the Docs and the Cavs here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 4.
Communications radio stations have joined forces with a news review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
It wasn't until 1925 that the American Legion gave birth to its first youth program, and that was American Legion Baseball. And the emphasis was on citizenship and sportsmanship.
Travel ball, a lot of the time you go and you play and it's kind of just more of an individual game. But in Legion Baseball, it's more of a team working towards a goal, and I really appreciate that.
That you're playing for something more than just yourself. We're playing for all the past veterans who have served. We're playing for the people who are still serving in the military. And it's a huge honor to be part of this program.
Eight, 9, 1 hitters coming up for Clackamas here in the third inning. Today's game brought to you by Winston Auto Care. Don't strike out with car troubles. Call Winston Auto Care at 541-679-8685. Your home team for auto repair for over 25 years. It'll be C.J. Limbo to lead things off, the center fielder. Facing Ty Hellenthal in a scoreless ball game so far. First pitch, a grounder left side, past a diving Dan Withers and a diving Logan Anderson. And on with a leadoff single is the 8-hitter. Second hit in the ball game for Clackamas. And they'll have a man on with nobody out to start things here in the third inning. Scheduled 7-inning ball game for us. There are some regulations, although we are way behind schedule because of all the rain delays, but they do have a time limit on these games to try and keep things on schedule. Seems somewhat laughable with the way things have gone that have been out of our control here today with Mother Nature. The 9-hitter Kyle Christensen will stand in, left-handed batter, with a man on at first and nobody out. They pick off the first, but back in safely goes Limbo. 2-hour and 15-minute time limit. No new inning after that amount. There is a 10-run rule after 5 innings in the contest as well. First pitch here to the 9-hitter. They does show the bunt as expected, trying to sacrifice the runner into scoring position, but he just gets a piece of it, fouls it to the backstop. Christensen will fall behind 0-1. Kyle Christensen, honorable mention all-league outfielder during his junior season, will be a senior next year for the Cavs. The 0-1 pitch to him. Hellenthal working out of the stretch, throws over to first, trying to catch the runner leaning the wrong direction, but back in safely goes Limbo. 0-1 count. Nobody out. Doc's looking for a ground ball they could maybe turn two with. Right now, the Cavs likely looking to try and lay down a sack bunt. Nope, looking to swing away and able to execute a line drive to left field. And back-to-back base hits for the Cavs out of the 8 and 9 holes. They go opposite field there for Christensen, and it puts runners at first and second with the top of the order coming up for Clackamas. Back-to-back base hits, 3 hits total in the contest, and now up to bat will be Nolan Folio, grounded out to short his first time up. Second time through the order for the Cavaliers. Hellenthal now really looking for a ground ball. Now there's looking to try and lay down the bunt. It goes first base side. Jake Johnson had tried to apply the tag, did not get it. Covering at first base is Tegan Sprague. He'll receive the baseball. Jake Johnson will get the out on the sack bunt by Folio. One away, both runners in scoring position on the executed sacrifice bunt from the leadoff man. So a big opportunity here for the Cavaliers to try and grab the early lead. Docs had their opportunity in the top half of this third inning, couldn't execute it. And now the Cavaliers trying to do so as Caleb Teedy will stand in. He was a strikeout victim in the first inning. He takes a breaking ball from Hellenthal outside for ball 1. Ty Hellenthal backed up by the middle infielders. You've got Hellenthal, Anderson, and Sprague, all from Umpqua Valley Christian School. There's a ball in the dirt. Nice job by Cal to block it, keep it near home. Not a super deep backstop, but definitely enough space to allow a runner to think about scoring on any balls that get by. 2-0 count for Caleb Teedy. Actually, you got UVC well represented on the infield here. The 2-0 pitch is low again, and the count goes 3-0. Daniel Withers graduating in 2024 from Umpqua Valley Christian. He's at third base. You've got the 2025 products in Ty Hellenthal and Logan Anderson on the mound and at shortstop. And then Tegan Sprague, the youngster out of that group, he's at second base. All of them from UVC. 3-0 pitch here for Caleb Teedy. And he takes ball 4. So a walk with 1 out loads him up. First walk for Hellenthal. Bases are loaded. And the heart of the order coming up here for Clackamas. The heart of the order is always brought to you by Floors by Design. Flooring is at the heart of every home, and Floors by Design is the premier location in Douglas County, offering the latest and greatest from the industry's leading manufacturers. Visit roseburgflooring.com for more information. The 3-hitter, a line drive shot, caught by the shortstop Anderson. Not very hard hit, a soft liner, just had to go back to the edge of the infield turf where it connects with the grass in the outfield, and Anderson is there for the grab, and that is a huge out for the Doc Stewarts. Softly hit line drive by Justin Larson for the second out. 2 away, and now Ben Folio will bat, the cleanup hitter coming up. He flew out to the third baseman, Daniel Withers, his first time up. And the Docs are 1 out away from getting through a bases-loaded jam. First pitch, a strike to the lefty. Ty Hellenthal pitched through an amazing postseason run. He's trying to pitch through a jam here. The 0-1. His pitch misses inside, 1-1 count. Here at Clackamas High School on a gray overcast day. Playing some baseball. Today officially the first day of summer, by the way. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. It does not feel like it whatsoever, but technically it's Kyle Bailey on News Radio 93.9 FM and 1240 KQN wanted to tell me all this morning today is officially the first day of summer. We should be getting back to more summer-like temperatures later this week. 1-2 pitch here for Hellenthal, trying to get out of it. He gets a fly ball right side. Should be playable for Flora. couple of steps back, now comes charging in, and the Doc Stewarts will get through it here in the third. Bases left loaded for Clackamas. No runs on 2 hits. And there were no Doc Stewart's errors and 3 men left on. Back-to-back singles to start off the inning, and the Cavaliers can't take advantage. We go to the 4th inning. It's still scoreless between the Docs and the Cavs here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Jake Johnson leads things off for the Doc Stewarts, takes a strike on the outside corner as we come back for the 4th inning. We'll take a look at your D.R. Johnson Lumber Company scoreboard update here in the 4th. As a pitch high and inside, a 1-1 count. Doc Stewarts baseball brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. 1-1 count for Hudson Normand. He misses outside to Jake, a 2-1 count. Jake flew out to right field his first time up. A ball that was hooking towards the foul line, but was run down. He'll go up the middle, out towards right center, on the run, diving grab. Did he hang on to it? Yes, he did. C.J. Limbo with a big play out in deep right center field. Tracks it down and takes one away from Jake Johnson. There's one out here in the top of the 4th. Let's take a look at that scoreboard update. No runs for either side so far. For the Doc Stewarts, no runs on no hits. They have not committed an error, and they have left 2 men on base. For the Cavaliers, they've got no runs on 3 hits. They've committed 1 error, and they've left 4 men on base in this one. No score on the board, so no running scoring plays to update you on. A chopper left side, picked up, throw to first. That'll retire Cal Robbins. The Doc Stewarts so far putting the ball in play, but have not been able to get one to fall down for them. And there are quickly 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning as Daniel Withers will stand in. Boone, a strikeout victim the first time. He'll chop one left side. It's kind of a repeat on the ball to Justin Larson that Cal Robbins hit. And the result's going to be the same once again. A 1-2-3 frame as Daniel Withers grounds out to third, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. It's a quick 1-2-3 frame in the top of the 4th for Clackamas. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's scoreless on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Financial security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
D.R. Johnson Lumber Company, a progressive family-owned company, proudly supporting our local youth. Come on out and watch the Docs swing some lumber. D.R. Johnson making lumber since 1951. Scoreless ball game going to the bottom of the fourth. Our game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Ty Hellenthal into his fourth inning of work, trying to keep it a scoreless game. He'll face Jacob Struby and issues a first pitch strike on a breaking ball. Struby a strikeout in the second inning. Hellenthal pitched through a bases-loaded jam in the third, trying to keep him off the bases here in the fourth. The ground ball towards third will just go foul for strike two. Well, we won't have one because we don't have a intermission in between a doubleheader, so we won't have a player interview today, but we will do one tomorrow. We're going to play our interview with Fletcher Coleman in our pregame show coming up tomorrow. There's an 0-2 pitch fought off by Struby, fouls it away third base side. So if you want to learn more about Fletcher Coleman, we encourage you to tune in a little early for tomorrow's broadcast. It's our Evergreen Family Medicine player interviews throughout the season. We'll have that for you, and then we'll post those up on our YouTube channel so you can go back and watch them or save them and share them around with people that didn't get a chance to watch it when we aired it live. So breaking ball misses high, 1-2 count. Expect the unexpected at Evergreen Family Medicine, serving Roseburg, Myrtle Creek, and Sutherland. Evergreen offers more than traditional primary care. You can always expect more from Evergreen. The 1-2 pitch. Grounder this time stays fair. A hot shot to third base. Withers with it. He sends it wide of the bag at first. Jake Johnson saw it coming, gets off the bag and tracks it down. That'll be the second, or make that the first error in the game for the Doc Stewarts. Withers had time at third. Not sure if it slips out of the hand off of the wet turf or if he just thought that he needed to rush it. A long throw. Sends it high and wide to first base. And a man on to lead things off here in the fourth inning for Clackamas. That brings up Luke Brady. He had a single his first time up. In fact, had the first hit of the game for either side. Check swing gets fouled back to the backstop for strike one. The Doc Stewarts commit their first error in the ballgame. Clackamas has one in there as well. We're scoreless still here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And after a quick timeout called, Luke Brady talking with the coach. I believe that's Coach Winkle down at the third base side. A 0-1 pitch to Brady. Hellenthal delivers. Gets him to pop up a breaking ball, shallow right side. Sprague going out. Gets called off by Taj Flora, who goes stumbling down as he makes the catch. Had a long way to get there, but he probably had the easier angle on it, although had to kind of lean forward, and his momentum takes him down to the turf, slides on his knees a little bit, hangs on to the baseball, one away. Long way to go for Flora, but he's got that long stride, big, tall guy out there. Covers ground quickly, gets in time to make the two-handed catch. One away, Logan Gallagher batting with a man at first after an error to start things off here in the fourth. He takes a breaking ball that just misses the outside corner. On the mound, Logan Anderson. Cal Robbins behind the plate, the battery mate for the Roseburg Doc Stewarts with one out and a man at first. Swing and a miss inside. Always kind of a fun tradition I like to do during the summer season. This day in baseball history. Speaking of batteries, the pitcher and the catcher. Back in 2018, the first ever hyphenated last names for both a pitcher and a catcher. It never happened in Major League Baseball before. As a pitch outside, 2-1 count. The Texas Rangers had Austin Bibens-Dirks, the pitcher, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, the catcher. First ever time they had a pitcher and a catcher with a hyphenated last name, back in 2018. Save that one in your back pocket for some trivia someday. Pitch swung on and missed, tried to defend, and then throw down to first, not in time. Nice job by Cal Robbins on the back pick to send it down there. Jake with a quick tag, but just in ahead is Struby. Gets back in safely. Gallagher at the plate. Just kind of softly swung at that one, trying to protect the runner, but did not make contact. He's got a 2-2 count. Strike three called, a slicing breaking ball. That had quite a bit of vertical drop. Gallagher watches it go by. He strikes out for a second time in the contest. That's the fourth punch out in the game for Hellenthal. He's got two away, and it'll bring up the 8-hitter C.J. Limbo, who led things off in the third inning with the first of two back-to-back singles for the Cavs. The 9-hitter Kyle Christensen is on deck. He had the second in that sequence. Ball hit to center field, goes straight away center. And out that direction, Dane St. Clair. Not much of an adjustment needed as he makes the catch for the final out of the fourth inning. Leadoff error. Doc's able to work around it, and they keep it a scoreless ball game. No runs on no hits. There was one Doc's error and one man left on base for the Cavs. We go to the top of the fifth inning. It's scoreless, Docs and Clackamas here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
.2-0 count to start out for Dane St. Clair. He had the put out in the field to finish things off in the fourth inning. He will lead things off here in the fifth. He takes a strike on the outer corner for the lefty. 2-1 count to get things started here. Fifth inning. Welcome you back here to Clackamas High School. Today's game brought to you by Bowers Industrial, a proud supporter of our local community. Has a ball lifted right side, and it carries over the head of Jacob Struby. Dane St. Clair turning, heading for second. He takes a look, but he'll hold up at second base as he gets in standing up. And there the Docs will have their first hit on a ball smoked to right field by Dane St. Clair. Struby out that direction, misplayed it. It goes over his head. It was one of those kind of balls that just keeps carrying right at you and up and over the top of you. So on safely is Dane St. Clair. And he will make his way to second base with that double. And the Doc Stewarts have their first hit of the game, which is always brought to you by MSK True Value. And so Docs get a man into scoring position for the first time since the third inning. And that leads things off here in the fifth. A big opportunity. Taj Flora looking to bunt, and that ball came right at him. He bunts it fouled on the third base side. Got his bat in front of that one, thankfully. The Docs have a man in scoring position after the leadoff double for Dane St. Clair. Make sure your summer projects are a hit with a stop by the MSK family of stores in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. Taj Flora looking to bunt once again. He's got the 0-1 count. Takes a ball low for a 1-1. Waiting on deck is Drew Camp, who reached on an error in the third inning. Drew Camp is the on-deck hitter, which is always brought to you by The Blind Man. If you're feeling the heat when you're on deck, contact The Blind Man, a Hunter Douglas Gallery dealer in Roseburg. Strike called on a breaking ball as Flora was showing a bunt and pulled it back. Watches it go by for strike two. The Blind Man can help you with several patio shade options to beat the summer heat on your deck, or they've got other design options for your home. Visit blindmanroseburg.com for more details. Pitch low. Count goes 2-2. So it's a 2-2 count for Taj Flora. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. Out at second base is Dane St. Clair. Strike three called, outside corner. And Flora goes down looking. Tough one there for Taj. Fastball carries to the outside corner. And third strikeout in the game for Hudson Normand. One away. He gets a big strikeout there. Drew Camp's going to try to see if he can move around Dane St. Clair out at second base. Camp takes high and away for ball one. Drew is 0 for 1 in the game, reaching on that error. Got stranded at third base in the third inning. It's an RBI opportunity. RBI is brought to you by the Umpqua Bank. The 1-0 pitch. Camp sends this one straight up. It's going to go shallow and just into the outfield grass for the shortstop, Luke Brady. He makes the catch. There's 2 away. And the Docs with a prime opportunity to start out this frame. Now we'll need a 2-out base knock to see if they can try and bring in Dane St. Clair to bring in the first run of this ball game. Tegan Sprague will bat. He had a sac bunt in the third inning. The first pitch, a breaking ball low and outside. Live video coverage today here at Clackamas High School, brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. We will have all of our games here on the road for you this weekend. We've got early games the next 2 days. We'll run through that schedule. Pitch in for a strike, throw down to second base. It goes off the back of Dane St. Clair, but backing up the play, the second baseman, Caleb Teedy. And now Dane will stretch that one out as he gets hit kind of right on the shoulder blade, it looked like. 1-1 count for Sprague at the plate. Dane will get a moment there. Docs will play against the Beaverton Sockeyes tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., and then they play at 9 a.m. on Sunday against the Rose City Baseball Club. So early wake-up calls the next couple of days for the Doc Stewarts and yours truly. In for a strike. A ball and 2 strikes to Tegan Sprague. Docs in another tight one here. Scoreless ball game in the top of the 5th. Docs trying to get that first win of the season. It's coming down to the wire in this one. High and inside for Sprague. He takes for a 2-2 count. On the mound, Hudson Normand. Trying to keep this game scoreless through the top of the 5th inning. The 2-2 pitch. Check swing. And the call is that was a check swing that he went around on for strike 3. And Sprague will go down with the strikeout, and that will finish things off here in the top of the 5th. That's going to be one I'm sure the Docs have their differing opinion on, but it is the call. And a strikeout to finish things off here. And that will send us to the bottom of the 5th in a scoreless ball game for the Docs. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 5th on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Hundreds of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
9-1-2 hitters due up for Clackamas. Kyle Christensen leading things off. The 1-0 pitch, a comebacker to the mound, fielded by Hellenthal. He'll toss it over to first base. Jake Johnson is there for the putout. 1 away as we welcome you back here to Clackamas High School. A scoreless ball game in the bottom of the 5th. I'm Joey Kieran here with you as we bring you Doc Stewart's baseball this summer on the Score. Brought to you by Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson & Company, member SIPC. 1 away, and up to bat will be the leadoff man, Nolan Folio, who is 0 for 1 in the game. A sac bunt his last time up. Pitch is low for ball 1. Folio is grounded out to short as well. His 1-0 pitch from Ty Hellenthal. Lifts it left side. That ball well struck and well fouled. Out there, Drew Camp giving a good look at that one and watching it, but that ball ends up in foul territory. So back to the plate with a 1-1 count here for Nolan Folio. The wind is blowing out to right field here at the moment. There's a pitch in the dirt, 2 balls and a strike. Today is a big day in home run history. Sammy Sosa in 2007 hit his 600th home run. Became the 5th player in Major League Baseball history to do that, and he did it against his former team, the Chicago Cubs. He was with the Texas Rangers at the time. He hit that home run in Texas off of the Cubs for his 600th, ended up with 609 in his career. Pitch high and inside, 3-1 count for Nolan Folio. Ken Griffey Jr. hit his 500th home run today. He became the 20th player in Major League Baseball history to hit 500 home runs in a career. It's a 3-1 pitch here to Folio. He takes high for ball 4. That'll be the second walk issued for Ty Hellenthal. Puts a man on with 1 out. And brings up the 2-hitter Caleb Teedy. And back in 2001, Barry Bonds hit his 38th home run, and it was the most home runs hit before the All-Star break. In comparison, today, actually, this number has changed as the first pitch comes in to Caleb Teedy. Grounds one. Hey, nice pick at third by Daniel Withers. A throw to second for one. They'll not be able to get the double play as Withers had to gather himself to make the out, get the throw to first base, or second base, I should say, to get the first out. They get Nolan Folio at second. That was a sharp one-hopper to Daniel Withers at third. He made a big swiping tag, kind of went around the world as he spun. Then he collected himself through to second for the first out. The relay to first was not in time, but they get the lead runner. There's 2 down as Justin Larson will bat. Caleb Teedy reaches on a fielder's choice. Strike 1 on the first pitch. Quite the play there by Daniel Withers. That ball was smoked right at him, and he was able to keep the glove in front of it. 0-1 pitch here to Justin Larson as a pickoff throw to first. All right, so Barry Bonds, 38 home runs before the All-Star break. That was the most at the time in 2001. Today, Cal Raleigh hits 2 home runs. He has got the lead in Major League Baseball with now 29 home runs here before the All-Star break. He's still 9 home runs behind Barry Bonds where he was at that mark, and he still had 17 games to go when he hit 38. It just tells you how that guy was hitting back in the early 2000s. It's just incredible. Right now, a 1-1 count for Justin Larson. He's got a man at first with 2 away. He'll ground one left side. Diving stop by Logan Anderson, but he will not be able to make a play on it as he slides into the outfield grass. It'll be a single for Justin Larson. He finds the right spot there. Up to second base goes Teedy. That'll be the 4th hit in the ballgame for the Cavaliers. And they've got runners at first and second with 2 outs. Ben Folio, the cleanup hitter, will bat. Ben Folio has flown out twice. The lefty stands in. First pitch from Hellenthal. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Oh, 0-1 count. Hellenthal trying to get through the 5th inning, keep this game scoreless. Kind of blocked out from the bullpens to let you know if anybody's been getting loose for either side as a pickoff throw to second base. Hellenthal throws that direction to his high school teammate Logan Anderson, who was well off the bag and did not have a chance to try and apply a tag on Caleb Teedy. Bottom of the 5th. 0-0 ball game. Runners at first and second. Once again, Clackamas threatening here. The 0-1 pitch from Hellenthal. Off speed. Got him out in front off the end of the bat for strike 2. So Ben Folio behind 0-2 in the at-bat. Hellenthal working with Cal Robbins behind the plate, calling, sending out the signals. The 0-2 pitch, trying to get through this 5th inning. Misses low and outside. So those are my this day in baseball history tidbits for you here today. Big home run day, though. That's surprising. Sosa, Griffey, Barry Bonds, all with home run milestones on this day. Various years from 2001 to 2007. The 1-2 pitch, grounder, first base side's going to get into right field. Taj Flora goes underneath his glove, and the go-ahead run will come in. 1 run will score. They're going to, the runner at third hesitated. He didn't see the signal, and stopping at third base, Justin Larson could have had a chance to come around to score, so they'll get just 1 out of it on a base hit and an error for the Doc Stewarts. So up to second base goes Ben Folio. Up to third it was Larson. Scoring was Caleb Teedy. And that'll give the Clackamas Cavaliers a 1-0 lead, and the Cavs have runners at second and third with 2 down. That ball comes from the infield and then goes out into the outfield grass. And as it does so, might have just affected how Taj Flora was looking to field that ball, but it goes underneath his glove. Looks like we get a pinch hitter here. Coming into bat is going to be Cade King. He was a sophomore this last year for Clackamas High School. Bats for Jacob Struby. King will try to see if he can do some more damage. With 2 outs and runners at second and third, he swings through a breaking ball. And King might have actually taken over in right field defensively previously. Okay, I was going to say he looks more like the guy out in right field, but this will again continue my long-standing plea of every baseball team having jersey numbers on the front and the back of their jerseys. The 0-1 pitch high and away. Anybody that tries to keep tabs on which guys are playing out there defensively, it's a pain in the rear end to have to wait for a guy to turn around so you can identify who he is. So the new man here is Cade King. He took over in right field defensively. He was the one that got twisted up on the ball that got hit that direction that we previously identified as Struby. So pitch outside, 2-1 count. He was out there. That was the double by Dane St. Clair that just kept carrying over the top of King in right field. King at the plate right now with runners at second and third and 2 away. Ty Hellenthal, a 2-1 delivery. Strike hits the outside corner on a breaking ball. Cade King, again, the youngster, was just a sophomore this last year. He actually ended up earning second-team All-League pitchers honors, though. The 2-2 delivery. Hellenthal needs 1 more here. Swing and a miss. He'll get it. The breaking ball gets Cade King to whiff, and that is strikeout number 5 on the day for Ty Hellenthal. He gets a punch out to finish things off in the 5th, but 1 run comes in on 2 hits. 1 run on 2 hits. There was 1 Doc's error and 2 runners left on base here in the bottom of the 5th. 1-0. The Clackamas Cavaliers grab a lead in the 5th inning. We head to the top of the 6th on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
It wasn't until 1925 that the American Legion gave birth to its first youth program, and that was American Legion Baseball. And the emphasis was on citizenship and sportsmanship.
Travel ball, a lot of the times you go and you play and it's kind of just more of an individual game. But in Legion Baseball, it's more of a team working towards a goal, and I really appreciate that.
That you're playing for something more than just yourself. I'm playing for all the past veterans who have served, replying for the people who are still serving in the military. And it's a huge honor to be part of this program.
Head to the top of the 6th inning. Hudson Norman is a quick worker in between innings. As he fires the first pitch, Fletcher Coleman flies out to right field to start things off here in the 6th inning. So the Docs already down 1 out here in the 6th. And the first pitch, strike 1 to Logan Anderson, the leadoff man up to bat for the Doc Stewarts as they trail 1-0 against Clackamas here. The 0-1 pitch. Logan Anderson sends this one right side. Cade King tracking. That's over his head and into the corner once again. Anderson heading for second. He'll put the brakes on there, and he'll stay at second base. It gets away. He's going to sprint for third, and he'll get in with a head-first slide, and the Docs have the game-tying run 90 feet from home. An extra base hit into the corner once again for the Docs. And then the error on the throw back in puts the Docs with a man at third. I'm not sure if it was a right fielder's throw that got away. I think it would probably be the case. The throw from right field got away. And now the infield will come play in on the infield with 1 out and Jake Johnson up to bat, a man at third. First pitch high and inside. The Docs have threatened a couple of times in this ball game, but they have not been able to be the cash in. And with 1 out, they've got the game-tying run 90 feet from home. Jake Johnson trying to drop a base hit in. Docs with just 2 hits in this ball game here today. Both have been out there to the right field corner, with the new man, Cade King, out there trying to track down some well-struck balls. This ball hit out towards left field, might have a chance. Logan Anderson tagging. The catch is made by Christensen. Takes his time throwing in, won't get it there in time, and the Docs tie it up. Sac fly for Jake Johnson will do the trick. And a run will come in with 2 down. Tie this one up. Christensen out there in left field. Caught it, but just didn't send it in quite fast enough to give them a chance to try and make the play at home. So we're tied at 1 as the Docs come in. That RBI sponsored by Umpqua Bank as the Docs cash in. Whether it's great deals on investments, savings on loans and lines of credit, or personal banking with no overdraft fees, you can cash in with Umpqua Bank, member FDIC. Stop by one of their 6 branches in Douglas County and Roseburg, Sutherland, Myrtle Creek, and Canyonville. Strike taken, a 1-1 count for Cal Robbins. Doc Stewart's evened it up here in the 6th inning. The 1-1 to Cal. Oh, excuse me. Scoreboard's reading 2-0. And so guess we all had the wrong score, the wrong count on that one. That is strike 3 for Cal Robbins, so that will finish things off here in the top of the 6th. But the Docs do tie it up. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. It's 1-1 here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Bottom of the 6th inning. Today's game brought to you by Southern Septic Service. Nobody sticks their nose in Southern Septic Service's business. Get a free no-obligation estimate today for all your septic, grease trap, and portable toilet needs. Visit SouthernSepticServiceInc.com. and by Roseburg Country Club, and established in 1922, offering an 18-hole course with excellent year-round playability. Find out more at roseburgcountryclub.com. Bottom of the sixth inning. It's a 1-1 ball game now. It's a ground ball on the first pitch. Rolls towards short. Logan Anderson. Long throw to Jake Johnson is in time to retire Luke Brady. The shortstop for Clackamas goes down to lead things off in the sixth inning for the Cavs. One away. It brings up Logan Gallagher, who struck out twice in this one. Last time up, he struck out looking. First pitch hits the inside corner for a strike for Ty Hellenthal, who continues to throw for the Doc Stewarts. We've not had a pitching change for either side. Starters have gone deep in this one. That has been a low-scoring, tight affair. Inside corner, missing, 1-1 count. Pitching changes are brought to you by Overhead Door Company of Roseburg. If your garage doors are broken or just need updating, make the call to Overhead Door Company of Roseburg for a change. Strike hits the outside corner, 1-2 count. They also provide full-service repairs, so visit overheaddoor.com for more details. A 1-2 count to Gallagher. Takes a breaking ball low and outside. 1-1 score, tied up. A run in the bottom of the fifth for Clackamas, one in the top of the sixth for Roseburg. The pitch is belted out towards center field, making the adjustment towards right field. And Dane St. Clair there to make the catch, 2 away. That retires Gallagher. And C.J. Limbo will bat. He is 1 for 2 today with a single that led things off in the third. Some dark clouds off in the distance, but it seems like we've been kind of dry for a little while here. Out of his windup, Hellenthal misses inside on the first pitch to the 8-hitter. C.J. Limbo, class of 2026. A 1-0 pitch, sends it high in the air out towards left field. Not going to be deep enough to put a challenge to get over the top of Drew Camp as he reaches up, makes the grab, and retires the final out here in the bottom of the sixth. Doc Stewarts do what they need to. They tie the game up, and then they come out, and they get a 1-2-3 frame defensively. We are through 6 innings, and we are tied at 1. And we head to the 7th, looking to see if one of these teams can pull off the victory in the final at-bats. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Doc Stewarts. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Financial security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Daniel Withers will take a strike low outside corner. Falls behind 0-2 as we welcome you back. Hudson Norman still working and working quickly. Facing the leadoff man for the Doc Stewarts here in the 7th. Swing and a miss on the 0-2 pitch, and Withers goes down with a strikeout. That is the 6th strikeout in the game for Hudson Norman, who pitches into his 7th inning for Clackamas, trying to keep this game tied. 1-1 is our score. We start the 7th inning. Dane St. Clair had an extra base hit to right field his last time up. Was stranded at second base, though. He swings away at the first pitch. Is behind 0-1 in the at-bat. Swings at a breaking ball for strike 2. Docs baseball this season brought to you by Gibbs RV Superstore. You got to get to Gibbs, where RV means real value. And McClendon Smokehouse, a family-owned meat shop and smokehouse offering a wide selection, plus fresh produce, baked goods, and a general grocery selection. Stop by on West Harvard Avenue. Pitch misses. A ball and 2 strikes now for St. Clair. The 1-2. Outside to the lefty. Dane trying to get on base and represent the go-ahead run for the Docs. He hits one in the air towards right field. It's drifting towards the line. This could be a trouble spot out there, and it will drop in front of King. Racing to second base in safely is St. Clair, and Dane will get into scoring position as he has his second double of the day. The Doc Stewarts find the spot down the line there. Dane running all the way out of the box. Gets a little lucky, drops that one in no man's land down the right field line. And the Doc Stewarts have the go-ahead runner out in scoring position. That prompts a visit out to the mound for the catcher Nolan Folio to talk with Hudson Normand. Up to bat will be Taj Flora, strikeout victim in the 5th. Looking to try and see if he can put the barrel behind one here. Got a man in scoring position. Docs have struggled to take advantage of this situation so far today. First pitch is low for ball 1. Taj looking to try and get a hold of one. Put one to shortstop his first at-bat, so he's got a strikeout and a ground out. He takes a strike. The 1-1 count. Swung on and missed. Going after the breaking ball. Taj could not locate it. He'll step out with a 1-2 count. On the mound, Norman checks second, turns, delivers a ground ball towards short. Up to third will go St. Clair. The throw goes to first from Brady. So St. Clair Flora grounds out to short for a second time today, and Dane St. Clair moves up to third base. The go-ahead runner now 90 feet from home for the Docs, but they're down to their final out here in the top of the 7th. Up to bat will be Drew Camp. Reached on an error in the 3rd. Flew out to the shortstop in the 5th. Swings away, bloops one left side. It's going to carry, and at the foul line, Kyle Christensen's there for the catch. And the Doc Stewarts unable to push across a run here in the 7th. No runs on one hit. There were no errors, and one man left on base for the Doc Stewarts. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's a tie ball game, 1-1. The Cavs looking to walk off with a victory on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Bottom of the 7th inning in a tie ball game. Doc Stewarts and Clackamas are squared at 1 apiece as we go to the bottom of the 7th. First pitch from Ty Hellenthal called strike 1 against Kyle Christensen, the left fielder, who is 1 for 2 in the game, a single in his first at-bat back in the 3rd. The 0-1 pitch is low. Live video coverage brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. Seems as if our Wi-Fi hotspot's slowing down on us just a little bit here after a long stretch of things looking pretty good. That was nice. Hopefully we'll stabilize. Ball fought off just off the end of the barrel for Christensen. He's got a 1-2 count. Hellenthal trying to get through the 7th inning, and then I believe we'll go to extras. We started just before 4 o'clock, so I would think we've got plenty of time on the 2-hour and 15-minute time limit. So pitch low, 2 balls, 2 strikes for Christensen, who leads things off. 9-1-2 hitters here in the 7th. Ty Hellenthal trying to keep his team in this one. He has pitched a heck of a game. His 2-2 pitch popped up left side, and that one up against the fence line. Oh, it hit the top of the fence right at the bullpen. Daniel Withers gave it a chase, but obviously was right up against the fence line there trying to track that one, and just out of his reach as it hits off the very top of the fence. So Christensen back at the plate with a 2-2 count. Leadoff man here in the 7th. Breaking ball, fouled away again. The next game coming up here today, Medford and Beaverton squaring off. They will probably go about 30 minutes once our game gets complete. The 2-2. That ball slap foul down the left field side. Out of the ballpark, staying alive. Christensen will see another pitch here from Hellenthal. Two balls, 2 strikes against the 9-hitter who's leading things off in the 7th for Clackamas. Ground ball, rolled it left side, charging in. Anderson, the throw on the run, into the glove of Jake Johnson at first in time. 1 away, battle. Quite the battle there by Kyle Christensen, but he can't find a way on base. So the Doc Stewarts now will try to attack the top of the order as Nolan Folio up for a 4th time in the ball game. He has walked and laid down a sac bunt. He is 0 for 1 in the game with a ground out to short. Hellenthal out of his windup, first delivery. That ball hit well to center field on the run. Dane St. Clair over the shoulder catch as he gets to the warning track in deep center field. Hauls it in for the 2nd out, taking that one away from Folio. And there's 2 down. Nice job. A great read on that ball by Dane St. Clair out in center field. Gets back and gets on his horse to track that one down. That was a really impressive play out there in center field by Dane St. Clair. That ball was pretty well struck by Nolan Folio. With 2 down, a ground ball hit foul, third base side for strike 1 to Caleb Teedy, who is 0 for 2 in the game. He did score a run in the 5th inning. The 0-1 pitch. Hellenthal's breaking ball misses just outside. I want to say thanks to our sponsor, The Blind Man. Visit blindmanroseburg.com for more information about how they can help you with blinds and design options for your home or maybe your patio. Breaking ball misses low for Hellenthal. 2 balls and a strike to Caleb Teedy with 2 outs and nobody on here in the bottom of the 7th. Tie ball game, 1-1. The Docs in the 8th inning. If we go to extras, we'll have the 8-9-1 hitters coming up. The 2-1 pitch inside, 3-1. Clackamas already with 1 tie on their record this summer. Hoping this game, they've got some things about tiebreakers here, so they may keep playing this one until somebody's a winner. Ground ball left side. Diving stop by Withers. Gets up throwing. 1 hop to first. Picked up off the turf by Jake Johnson for the final out in the 7th. Nice job laying out by Dan Withers at third. Withers comes up throwing a long hop to Jake Johnson, who picks it and gets the final out. And the Doc Stewarts will send it to extras. We're tied at 1 as we go to the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. A clean frame for Ty Hellenthal and the Doc Stewarts on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Hundreds of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
We return as the first pitch to Tegan Sprague is grounded to short. Luke Brady scoops it up and sends it to first base, where Ben Folio is there for the putout. 1 away as the Doc Stewarts aggressive on the first pitch of the at-bat. They ground out 1 away. 9-hitter Fletcher Coleman takes high and inside for ball 1. Still throwing out there, Hudson Norman. He's into his 8th inning of work. Gets a strike at the bottom of the zone to Fletcher Coleman. A 1-1 count. Coleman is 0 for 2 in this ball game. Docs with 3 hits and the 1 in each of the last 3 innings. A swing and a miss by Coleman. A ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 delivery. Swung on and missed. A strikeout. And Norman gets his 7th in the game. 2 away. He's got 7 strikeouts through 7 2/3. Top of the order, looking to do some damage with 2 outs against him. Logan Anderson. The first pitch, a strike. Popped out of the glove for Nolan Folio. The 0-1 delivery. Send it right side for a base knock, and that's the second on the day for Logan Anderson. He is on base. He represents the go-ahead run here in the 8th inning, and the Docs trying to mount the 2-out rally. That brings up Jake Johnson, a sac fly that tied the game in the 6th inning. Now he'll need a chance to try and drop one in for a base knock here with 2 outs. First pitch high and inside as he lifts the elbows up out of the way on that one. Again, no pitching changes, which are always brought to you by Overhead Door Company of Roseburg. Visit overheaddoor.com for all the details on what they can provide for you. Breaking ball low and outside, 2-0 count for Jake Johnson. Jake has hit the ball in the air all 3 times. Pops that one out of play for strike 1. Flew out to left, flew out to right. Actually, sorry, he flew out to right and he flew out to center. And then he flew out to left field on the sac fly that drove in the game-tying run for the Docs in the 6th inning. 2-1 pitch. Jake takes low and inside, a 3-1 count. Hudson Norman. He walked Logan Anderson to start the game. He has not walked a batter since. He's got the 3-1 pitch. Jake fouls it off. Taking a hack. Had a ball right around knee high on the outer half. Jake Johnson will get another look at it with a full count pitch coming. At first base is Logan Anderson. He'll be running on the delivery home. There he goes. Ground ball up the middle. Gets into center field. Anderson puts his head down and muscles his way into third. And the Doc Stewarts, a bit of a two-out rally brewing here. They get a base knock, and they've got runners on the corners with the heart of the lineup coming up to bat. Jake with his first hit. Moves around Logan Anderson all the way to third, and the heart of the lineup brought to you by Floors by Design. Flooring is at the heart of every home, and Floors by Design is the premier location in Douglas County, offering the latest and greatest from the industry's leading manufacturers. Visit roseburgflooring.com for more information. Up to bat is Cal Robbins. Trying to get Cal going here this summer. He's got the big bat and would love to see that heat up, especially here on a cool day where Roseburg fans are probably sitting, if they're here watching the game, they want to head home for the night. Cal, first pitch, goes right side, and he skirts one into the right field grass. It'll bring in Anderson. Up to third base goes Jake Johnson, and the Docs do take the lead as Cal cashes in on a ribby. He gets that one to right field, and that RBI is brought to you by Umpqua Bank. Whether it's great deals on investments, savings on loans and lines of credit, or personal banking with no overdraft fees, you can cash in with Umpqua Bank. Member FDIC. Stop by one of their 6 branches in Douglas County, in Roseburg, Sutherland, Myrtle Creek, and Canyonville. This team has been just so desperate to get that clutch hit at the right time. They've just not been able to get over the hump in games this year. And Cal Robbins comes through in a big way for him right there. Single through the right side. That scores Logan Anderson from third after Logan got on with a 2-out single. Then Jake Johnson followed with a 2-out single. Jake now at third, and then Cal with a 2-out single. He's on at first, but they do bring in a runner for him. There's a swing and a miss. Strike one for Daniel Withers. They can do a courtesy runner for the catcher. Amos Bowers is running at first. That might even be a change for defensive reasons, too. Swing and a miss. Daniel Withers falls behind 0-2. So Amos Bowers now running at first. Jake Johnson at third. Docs take a 2-1 lead here in the 8th. Norman delivers. And a check swing held up, but that pitch was right on the border. It's taken for ball one for Withers. With 2 outs and runners on the corners, Withers swings. A comebacker to the mound fielded by Norman. He adjusts his cap and flips it high to first and gets the final out. But the Docs with 3 straight singles, all coming with 2 outs here in the 8th, get 1 run on the 3 hits. There were no errors, and you had 2 runners left on base. Docs take the lead 2-1. They need 3 outs to get that first win of the season here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
It wasn't until 1925 that the American Legion gave birth to its first youth program, and that was American Legion Baseball. And the emphasis was on citizenship and sportsmanship.
Travel ball, a lot of the times you go and you play and it's kind of just more of an individual game. But in Legion Baseball, it's more of a team working towards a goal, and I really appreciate that.
That you're playing for something more than just yourself. You're playing for all the past veterans who have served. You're playing for the people who are still serving in the military. And it's a huge honor to be part of this program.
We head to the bottom of the 8th inning, and we get our first call to the pen, brought to you by Overhead Door Company of Roseburg. If your garage doors are broken or just need updating, make the call to the Overhead Door Company of Roseburg for a change. They also provide full-service repairs. Visit overheaddoor.com. Cam Hartzell will take over for the Doc Stewarts, who need 3 outs to get the win here. Now on the other side, the Clackamas Cavaliers, with the heart of their lineup coming up, the 3-4-5 hitters. They will look to try and score at least 1 to keep this game going, 2 to walk off with the win. Hartzell's first pitch is high for ball 1. Justin Larson leading off. He is 1 for 3 in the game, a single in the 5th inning for him. Was a 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed for a 1-1 count. Hartzell out of his windup. Breaking ball. Did he go around? No. The check swing held up. Count goes to 2-1. Cam Hartzell making his 3rd appearance. He's thrown 4 1/3 innings, as it feels like, it sounds like, and now starting to look like. The reins are picking up here, and the pitch comes inside too far and puts a runner on base. A hit by pitch. So that one gets away from Hartzell, comes high and inside. Larson gets clipped, and he goes down to first base. So the game-tying run's on at first with nobody out. Heart of the lineup here. They may just be looking to let Folio swing away, not trying to play small ball, as the rains are starting to come down pretty good once again. Umbrellas are coming out. They've been out much of the time here today. Doc's looking for a ground ball here. Need something they can flip up the middle. Outside, a 1-0 count to start for the lefty, Folio. Big heavy raindrops coming down steady here. The 1-0 pitch from Hartzell hits the outside corner. Good spot on that one. Cam trying to... This would be a save opportunity for him. The 1-1 is low. One ball. Make that 2 balls and 1 strike. The rain's really starting to pick up here. The 2-1 pitch is low, a 3-1 count. Now the rains, the skies have opened up at an inopportune time. We were so close to getting through this game without much of a big storm coming through, and it's outside ball 4. Cam Hartzell hits a batter, now walks one, and there's 2 on with nobody out. Time called, and we're going to get a conversation with the batter, Cade King, who will talk with his coach, J.J. Winkle. Doxel infield will meet on the mound to have a conversation here. Cade King took over defensively in right field for Jacob Struby. Struck out in the 5th. That was against Ty Hellenthal. Hellenthal finished with 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. He allowed 5 hits, 1 run over 7 innings. He's in line to get the win if the Docs can hang on here. They've got to come up with some defense. Jake Johnson playing in at first, looking to bunt. Cade King will take low and inside for ball 1. At third base, covering the bag is Daniel Withers, and now a time called. Out to the mound goes pitching coach A.J. Doolittle. I want to say thanks to our player interview sponsor, Evergreen Family Medicine. You can expect the unexpected at Evergreen Family Medicine, serving Roseburg, Myrtle Creek, and Sutherland. Evergreen offers more than traditional primary care. You can always expect more from Evergreen. We will be talking with Fletcher Coleman for our pregame interview tomorrow. That'll be our player interview. We'll do a player interview tomorrow on Saturday. We'll talk with Fletcher Coleman, and on Sunday we'll also do another one, and we'll talk to a player rather than talking with Coach Tim Sester. We'll get those player interviews in. On Sunday we'll be talking with Caden Regard was not there when we were doing the interview, so we talk with Logan Anderson for our interview coming up on Sunday. So stay tuned for those interviews coming up here over the next couple of days. All right, we resume action after the meeting on the mound. It's a 1-0 count. At the plate, it's Cade King, who showed a bunt his first time. Now he squares the bunt again. Jake comes creeping in. That bunt is popped up. It'll be Cal Robbins to make the catch behind home in foul territory. The bunt popped up. There's one away. Now the Docs need a ground ball. See if they can turn 2. Luke Brady will bat. The thing you just think about right now with these wet conditions picking up again, throwing the baseball, trying to get those outs. Got to make sure you get a good grip on it. First pitch to Luke Brady. Fouls it off for strike one. Here in the bottom of the eighth, we've gone to extra innings with the game tied at 1-1. We went to the eighth. Docs were able to score one in the top of the eighth inning, looking to try and close it out here. They need two more outs. The 0-1 pitch from Hartzell, who has taken over. Brady watches a breaking ball for strike two. 0-2 count, Luke Brady, the shortstop, has 1 for 3 today. The sixth hitter in the lineup for the Cavs. The 0-2 pitch for Hartzell. Fought off. Staying alive, Luke Brady. Tomorrow, the Doc Stewarts take on Beaverton. That'll be a 10 o'clock start time. We're the first game of the day, so barring any rainstorms happening as we try to get playing, we should be on schedule for that one. The 0-2 pitch from Hartzell, fought off again. Brady gets a piece of the breaking ball. The battle continues here as Brady falls behind 0-2, but he is not giving in. At second base, Justin Larson represents the game-tying run. At first base, Ben Folio, the game-winning run. With 1 out, 2 on. It's an 0-2 count to Luke Brady. Hartzell takes his time, gets the signal he wants from Robbins. The 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. A huge strikeout for Cam Hartzell. There's 2 away as he gets the punch out. First strikeout for Hartzell in relief here. And he needs one more as Logan Gallagher will dig in. Gallagher, 0 for 3 in the game. He's been a strikeout victim twice. All of that was against Ty Hellenthal, the starting pitcher. It goes 7 innings, pitched a great game, is given over to the bullpen. First pitch from Hartzell misses high. Doc Stewart's trying to get it here. Need one more out. The 1-0 delivery from Hartzell. Misses high again. He walked the cleanup batter, Ben Folio. He's at first base. Also ended up hitting Justin Larson. So Hartzell needs to find that groove again that led to a strikeout to Brady. He gets a swing and a miss. And that'll be strike one. Gallagher digs back into the right-handed batter's box. A 2-1 count against him. Hartzell looks to second. Sprague retreats to his position, delivers, and the pitch is outside. And the count goes to 3-1. A walk would load him up here. The 3-1 pitch. Strike called. Gallagher watches it go by. And he is back at the plate with a 3-2 count. Runners will be moving on the pitch home with men at first and second. Hartzell with a 3-2 delivery. Needs one more out here. His 3-2 pitch. Misses for ball 4. Gallagher, he seemed uncertain about that one, but he takes it. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Second walk for Hartzell. A man on every bag on the infield, and the 8-hitter, C.J. Limbo, will dig into the box. Bats from the right side. Righty-righty matchup here. Hartzell needs one more out. And he misses outside. A nice scoop by Cal Robbins. They hold the runners. A walk would tie this game up, so there is no room, no margin for error here for Cam Hartzell. The rains have let up a bit, but it does look as if they're still drizzling out there. It's always kind of tough to pick up the raindrops unless they're really coming down through the chain link fence. Ball foul tipped into the glove for strike one. Hartzell trying to close it out, a save situation. With 2 down, a runner on every base. Bottom of the 8th, a 2-1 ball game in favor of the Docs. Strike, a breaking ball, hits the inside corner. Limbo thought it was coming in. He thought he might have a chance to get hit by that pitch. Goes to the defensive roll. The ball cuts back to the inside corner. Catches the strike zone. A 1-2 count. Hartzell needs one more. Out of his windup. The 1-2 pitch. Grounder, third base side foul. We'll do it again. Justin Larson is the game-tying run at third. Ben Folio out at second base represents the game-winning run. Doc Stewart's trying to get over the hump here. The 1-2 pitch from Hartzell. He will deliver. Strike 3, got him looking, and there's the ball game. Doc Stewart's will pick up the victory here in Game 1 of the Clackamas tournament. A strikeout looking, second punch out in the game for Cam Hartzell, and he closes the door as the Doc Stewarts secure their first win of 2025. No runs on no hits. There were no Docs errors and 3 men left on base for Clackamas as the Docs get a 2-1 victory in a great ball game here today. These two teams battled pretty strong, and it comes down to 1 run in the top of the 8th for the Doc Stewarts to get the win. 2-1 the final score. Docs in the win column for the first time. We'll recap the game for you when we come back after this quick timeout. The postgame show coming up on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors, at home or on the road, at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
D.R. Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print, make it it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Back for a quick post-game recap as the Doc Stewarts get the first win of the season. They go to 1-6 on the year as they finally get over the hump. They've played in a lot of tight ball games. They've let one inning really kind of disrupt their momentum in some of these games. But today they finally get over that hump and they close the door. Still room for improvement, but nonetheless a victory. It's a nice way to get things started on this road trip to Clackamas. The Doc Stewarts win it 2-1 in extra innings. They go to 8 and they finish it off with a run in the top of the 8th inning for that 2-1 victory. Taking a look at your D.R. Johnson Lumber Company scoreboard update. D.R. Johnson, a progressive family-owned company proudly supporting our local youth. Come on out and watch the Docs swing some lumber. 2 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors for Roseburg. Clackamas 1 run on 5 hits and 2 errors in the matchup. The Docs leave 6 men stranded. Cavs leave 10 men on base. Picking up the win is Ty Hellenthal. He goes 7 innings. He allowed 1 run on 5 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. He goes to 1-0 on the season. Taking the loss will be Hudson Normand, who goes 8 innings, allowed 2 runs on 6 hits, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. Camden Hartzell gets this save, his first of the season. He pitches the 8th inning, does not allow a run, no hits. He gave up 2 walks and hit a batter, but he finishes with 2 strikeouts, including a strikeout looking to finish the ball game against C.J. Limbo. So Hartzell picks up his first save of the year. Doc Stewarts trailed 1-0 after the Cavs scored in the 5th inning. They would get a walk. Let's see, a fielder's choice. They got 1 runner on, but a back-to-back 2-out singles helped move guys around the bases and score the first run of the game for Clackamas. It was Ben Folio with a RBI ground ball single to right field that scored the go-ahead run at the time. The ball also got under the glove for Taj Flora. That error gave up extra bases but didn't end up costing a run for the Docs. So 1 run comes in the 5th on that single by Folio. And then the Docs, they would tie it up in the top of the 6th. They ended up with double to right field by Logan Anderson. An error on the throw back in. The ball gets away. That allows Anderson to move to third with just 1 out. And a man at third, Jake Johnson, sends a sac fly to left field, and that would score Anderson to tie the ball game up. It would remain tied. Neither team scores in the 7th. We go to the 8th inning where the Docs would score the go-ahead run on a 2-out rally. The first 2 outs, a ground out and a strikeout, but then single by Logan Anderson, Jake Johnson, and Cal Robbins. And it was Cal Robbins with the Umpqua Bank RBI in the 8th inning that scores Logan Anderson, who scores both runs in this game for the Doc Stewarts. And they would take the 2-1 lead. In the bottom of the 8th inning, a hit batter and a walk would put 2 runners on base for Clackamas. But then an attempt at a sac bunt was popped up to the catcher. Cam Hartzell would get a strikeout for the 2nd out. He would walk the bases loaded, but he gets a strikeout looking to finish off the game, and the Doc Stewarts secure the 2-1 victory. Not a lot of offense. Obviously, a pitcher's duel today. 6 hits in the game for the Doc Stewarts. Logan Anderson had 2 of them, a double and a single. He scores twice, also walked. Jake Johnson was 1 for 3 with a sac fly, picked up an RBI, had a single. Cal Robbins was 1 for 4 in the game, but had the critical RBI single in the 8th. Let's see here. 2 doubles in the game for Dane St. Clair, both out to the right field corner. And that is your base hits in this one for the Doc Stewarts. For Clackamas, 5 hits in the contest. Justin Larson was 1 for 3 with a single, also hit by a pitch. Ben Folio was 1 for 3 with a RBI single. Let's see. Luke Brady goes 1 for 4 with a single. C.J. Limbo was 1 for 4 with a single, and Kyle Christensen was 1 for 3 with a single in there as well. Up next for the Clackamas Cavaliers, the host team in this tournament, they will be taking on Grants Pass tomorrow at 12:30. Grants Pass already a 7-2 win in the tournament against Rose City earlier today. For the Doc Stewarts, their next game is going to be against Beaverton. That is going to be tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. The Doc Stewarts get the first game of the day, bright and early. Beaverton's playing in our next game. They take on Medford coming up here in about 30 minutes from now. Doc Stewarts go to 1-6 on the season. Clackamas falls to 5-7-1 on the year. And we get ready for action coming up on day 2 tomorrow here in Clackamas. The team and myself are staying up here, so no long trip home tonight, but we'll be back here for action coming up for you tomorrow. Game 1 starts at 10 a.m. We are the first game of the day, so presumably we should be right on target to start that one with a 9:45 pregame for you here on The Score and online at 541radio.com, so we hope you join us for that coming up tomorrow. As we wrap things up here, I want to say thanks to the Clackamas Cavaliers for hosting us here and giving us access to their booth to be able to set up for our broadcast here today and this weekend. I want to say thanks to the coach of the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, that's Tim Cair, and the Douglas County Baseball Association for allowing us to bring you another season of Doc Stewart's Baseball here on The Score. I want to say thanks to Brenton Cranford back in the studio for the radio production today, and as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for today's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. We'll do it tomorrow morning, 9:45 pregame. We'll have that for you on the video stream presented by the Cow Creek Tribe at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score. We'll also have coverage for you right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM.